Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. It is that pretty strong BMF, and I admit, over the course of the past couple of weeks or so, I've been wondering to myself whether I'm getting fatter. Am I gaining weight that is the kind of weight that I don't want to gain? Adipose tissue, fatness. And I'm asking myself this question rather than stating it outright because I'm aware that there are a number of factors that can influence how the body looks, not just on a day-to-day basis, but even like on an hour-to-hour basis. The first thing that comes to mind is water weight. Now, water weight, if you're already lean, then how much water you're carrying on your body and underneath your skin can cause it to look drastically different on a day-to-day basis. So if you're dehydrated, then what's going to happen is your skin's going to tighten, you're going to see more vascularity and more muscle definition. You're going to look essentially less fat, even though you're not actually less fat. This is why bodybuilders that are preparing for a show, if they're into that sort of thing, if they're trying to go professional, or if they are professional, then they will deliberately dehydrate themselves. I think even a couple days, starting a couple days before the show, they'll just deliberately dehydrate their bodies to make their veins and muscles and everything pop out as much as they possibly can. So the first factor is water weight. The second one would be food. How much have I ingested in the very recent past? That is to say, if you're lean, and if you're not lean, this doesn't affect you as much. The fatter you are, the less all of these factors are going to affect how you look. But if you're very lean, then they could affect your appearance drastically. So the second thing is, how full am I? How full is my gut? If I've eaten a ton of food, then you're probably going to know it. There's a difference between the way that I look when I haven't eaten for many hours, say 5 or 6 hours. Like if I'm starving at that point, and I am certainly starving by that point. If I haven't eaten for 5 or 6 hours, say I've been thrift shopping all afternoon, then I'm going to show it. I'm going to be able to see more definition in my abs, for example, and I'm going to look significantly thinner in my midsection. Whereas if I've just eaten a ton of food and stuffed my gut, I've had the larger the meal, the more fluids, and just the more food, the more I consume, the more it's going to expand. And just like with the water weight, it's going to give the appearance of having gotten fatter, even though that's not remotely the case. So we've got water weight and we've got consumption. What's the third thing? Well, the third thing is something that I think is the reason that I've been paying attention to this for the past 2, maybe 3 weeks now by the time I release this video. And that's air temperature. My body, I don't know if this is so much for everybody. In fact, I have reason to think that perhaps it's the opposite for other people based on something I've heard on another video by a much more popular YouTuber, which doesn't say a lot at this point, does it? But I digress. My point is that the warmer my environment gets, the looser things get on my body. I seem to get puffier when I'm in a warmer area, especially if it's for an extended period of time. If it's just for a few minutes, it's not really going to matter, I don't think. I haven't really noticed that, but it's a bit toasty outside. And the air conditioning in my house isn't very good. My bedroom is where I am right now is always the warmest room in the house. And even on cool days, I can't get my window open, so it's always warm in here. And it's not uncommon to see the thermostat at 76 or 78 degrees, the thermometer that is, in the house that I live in, and it's uncomfortable. And I think it's just making me look puffier than I would in a cooler climate. And so that's another reason that I like cooler climates rather than warm ones. Not only do I feel better in cooler temperatures, but I also feel that I look better. My body looks, to me anyway, drastically different when I'm in warmer temperatures. And that includes even if I take a hot shower, I get puffy. It looks like I could put on 10 pounds. I go in and then I come out 10, 15 pounds heavier looking than I did before. It makes my gynecomastia flare up. So it just, I don't look as good. So yeah, these summer temperatures can go take a chill pill. I would appreciate it because I'm not a fan. So what's the verdict? No, I don't think I'm actually getting fatter. Maybe I've put on, half a pound or something. I did have a lot of Danish, like over the weekend, in the earlier part of the week, because my mother gets this crap from the food pantry for free. So, who ends up eating it? I often end up eating it. I try to replace other stuff that I would be eating otherwise with junk food like that. Like if I would have cereal or something, I try to do that instead and not have them both. But, my name is a Danish name and I got that sweet tooth. So sometimes it gets the best of me. So maybe I put on a teensy little bit, but I've also been compensating for that starting yesterday. I've been eating fewer calories than I normally would. And so even if I gained a little weight, it's just going to disappear if it hasn't already. So no, I don't think I'm getting fatter. And if you notice that your body is changing unfavorably at a during the summer or whatever, like mine is, then just keep these things in mind that I've said. It could be if you're drinking tons of fluids, you could look puffier, versus if you're dehydrated, you're going to look leaner and start shriveling up, basically. You might start looking puffier in warmer temperatures, just as I do. And in that case, I'm sorry. And no, when you decide to eat an abundance of food on Thanksgiving and, you seemingly need a bigger pant size, it's not because you instantly got fatter. Your gut's just expanding to accommodate the overload that you've stuffed into your face. In conclusion, you can rest assured that these veins ain't going nowhere. They're here to stay. Thank you for taking precious time out of your day to watch this absolutely ridiculous video. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.